What's going on, guys? So this week's episode of Gotham was awesome, but it was not better than last week's episode. Last week's episode was probably one of the best episodes of Gotham that I have seen to date, but that doesn't mean this episode didn't have a lot of things that we need to talk about, so let's get into it. First up, we saw Chef Bruce preparing a little something for his new lady, Selina, because, you know, he's all like, trying to get him some, and if you guys have watched my freaking live streams where I play Batman Telltale, you know he's gonna get him some. In all seriousness, both of them admitted that it's kind of weird for them, so it's gonna be interesting to see where this relationship goes. And, you know, don't forget that Bruce is supposed to become, like, friends with Ivy or something, like a big sister mentality. That's going to be interesting, especially when Bruce and Selina, if they start dating and then Ivy comes into the picture, and, like, how's that going to work? Because they all kind of know each other, but she doesn't want to admit to it, so it's just really weird. Going to be interesting. Next up, we saw that Valerie Vale made it through the gunshot and totally knew that freaking Gordon was trying to save Lee. Lee knew that Gordon was trying to save Lee because they all knew that it was the oldest trick in the book to freaking save the other person, and you know the other person's going to get shot. But Gordon won't admit to it. Gordon is like, no, I was trying to save Vale. It's all about Vale. It's all I love Vale. No, Gordon, the freaking women know, and you're just putting yourself in a deeper hole, bro. So, that relationship between Vale and Gordon is over, which totally blows because that thing died quicker than Barbara, and Barbara hasn't even died yet. Speaking of Barbara, this is actually the first episode that I've liked her in a really long time because she wasn't overly playing the craziness. She was just talking to Jim and they were having a conversation. She wasn't like the sassy bitch or whatever, like, hey Jim, oh, I love you. I haven't seen you ever. Basically, I hate her every time she's in the damn Siren Club. This was different. I mean, maybe Jim imagined her as normal and like, hey, I could talk to you, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. That's still gonna go down. Why is he still thinking about her? Blah, blah, blah. Just fuck Vale, fuck Lee. Just make something happen with Barbara. Bring Barbara back to being crazy or whatever so they can fucking and make Barbara Gordon who's gonna be Batgirl. Next up, let's talk about the freaking Penguin and how much of a bitch he's becoming. And that's not because of the whole gay thing. Don't try to spin that shit on me. No. Penguin is becoming a bitch because, one, the writers are writing him that way, but where is the mob boss mentality in Penguin, okay? When he freaking called up the police and he's like, I know it's only been 12 hours, but I'm the mayor, find my enigma, blah, 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 blah. Freaking, what? Why would you call the police, Penguin? Don't tell me it's because he's the mayor now. He needs to freaking do things by the law. Fuck out of here. He is a mob boss, and he is going to do whatever he wants. Why didn't he call his goons? Why didn't he be like, yo, Nigma's missing. Go find him right now before I bash your fucking head in, bro. This is why I was against this storyline. I know Gotham is in a different universe or whatever. They're not following the comics. They're going to do their own shit, which I'm totally fine with. I've mentioned that a million times. But do not take away from what we know about this character. For 2 seasons, Penguin has been a ruthless, cutthroat kind of person. Yes, he's had his moments with his mom, and a lot of you think that freaking Nigma's just taking the place of his mother. But during the time with his mom, he was still cutthroat and brutal, killing people, betraying people. Why didn't he call his goons to find Nigma instead of looking like a little like, where's my Nigma? And again, you can't say it's the whole mayor thing because he was already mayor during the Red Hood episode and he had freaking Victor Zsasz and all these people looking out for the Red Hood gang. Why are you not freaking giving me the mob boss Penguin? That is what I want, and this is what I was afraid of with this storyline, is killing that Penguin character. Just give me a balance. You want to make him gay? Totally cool, but give me don't give me 80% gay, 20% mob boss. No, 50-50, bros. Let's freaking make this shit equal, because that's what it needs to be. Don't kill the character that you've had for 2 seasons just because you want to push this more for views or whatever your freaking reasoning is, Gotham. Like, don't kill this character because it was a badass character to start with. Also, before all you people that are totally against the gay thing and you're going to use what I just said as, see, this is exactly what I meant. They should never make these characters gay. Shut up, okay? It's not the gay thing. It's just really bad writing, which Gotham has had a lot of. Now, I told you guys in the last video that Gotham was more than likely going to make one of the characters gay, which was going to be Penguin, and Enigma was going to fall in love with Isabella or whatever. This is exactly how it's playing out. Now, is freaking Penguin going to end up killing Isabella like I thought so? Maybe. He is very jelly right now. It's very possible that Penguin is going to end up killing Isabella, or he's just gonna try to keep betraying it. He already tried to fuck over Enigma. And, you know, it backfired on him because he thought she was gonna get all scared. And she was like, no, I love you. And blah, 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 blah. She's fucking weird and obsessed. Freaking, she made, in 12 hours? In 12 hours, she made a little like, oh, look at me. And she's crazy. They're both crazy. I don't know what her story is, but I'm getting really intrigued because she's super obsessed with a murderer, and he murdered somebody that looked exactly like her, and she is totally okay with it. This girl's crazy. Like, maybe they both belong in Arkham or something. I don't know. It's really interesting to see where that relationship's gonna go. But back to Penguin. He is jelly. And now, I know I'm using the word gay, that he is or whatever, and a lot of you are like, who's to say that he's gay? They never said that he was gay. Okay, I get it, and you could be 100% right, but at the same time, the way they are writing him is very beyond bromance, very beyond friendship. He is infatuated with Enigma. Like, he is in love with him. They have said that he's in love with him in the show. So it's more than a bromance and all of that. They're making him seem like a very jealous boyfriend or girlfriend. So it's plausible that Penguin is gay and he has feelings for men. We haven't seen him date anybody in the show, so my idea of him being gay is very plausible. If you want to think that he's not, fine, go ahead and think that until it's, you know, officially proven or not proven. We're both kind of just at a standstill. Now let's move on to the biggest part of this episode, which was the freaking Mad Hatter versus Jim Gordon. We saw that the Mad Hatter got the Red Queen drug, which is just another reference from the freaking Alice in Wonderland book. You know, Red Queen, the biggest bad bitch in that book. So, you know, he got this drug that causes hallucinations and bad trips or whatever, which causes Gordon to go and face his fears and see his dreams and everything he wants. Found it interesting that Barbara was the gatekeeper to everything. Like I said, don't know if that's over yet because he's always thinking about her. She controlled everything to all of his levels. She is the gatekeeper. Freaking, we saw that he wishes he was with Lee and that they had kids and that was a magical thing and he wanted to go back. Oh, no, 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 no. Then they went to the basement where all of his fears were from, and it was because of Daddy Gordon. Before I get into that, I thought it was a pretty cool, interesting freaking montage of scenes when he was in the war thing and he was with Penguin and they were freaking fighting or whatever, and then Bruce, you know, he saw people die and then he saw the pearl necklace and shit. My brain's all over the place right now, but the pearl necklace with blood on it, obviously symbolizing that he wasn't able to save the Waynes or solve that whole thing, and that's why Bruce was there. Pretty interesting visual concepts there, Gotham. Back to the basement, we see that Gordon meets his father, and we figure out why he doesn't want to be a cop anymore is because he doesn't, you know, it comes with a lot of stress and a lot to live up to because apparently his dad was a badass DA and was able to freaking, you know, I guess kick ass in everything he did, and Gordon didn't feel like he could live up to his father, which is a lot, you know, a lot of people deal with that, you know, that lived in a shadow of a father or a brother or whatever. You know, so it's a very normal thing for Gordon to do. That's why he's been just a private eye or doing whatever he's done. And now he wants to become a cop again. And this is a little different than what I said was going to happen in the show. I thought that Gordon was going to come back to the police, the GCPD, when something happened to Barnes. Now, technically, something has happened to Barnes, but I thought that Barnes was going to die or freaking, you know, step down or something like that. But, you know, a little bit different than I thought. He's coming back a lot sooner than I thought. But he's going to be a detective again and working with Harvey, which is awesome because I love their dynamic. But we do see that freaking Gordon is coming back to the force, and there's no telling how much longer Barnes is going to be around. He was writing his freaking will and testament, so he thinks he's going to die pretty soon. If you saw the previews to next week, he threw somebody through a wall, possibly murdered somebody too. So my theory could just be an episode or two off of Gordon and freaking Barnes separating or him coming back for that. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how that plays out. A few things I want to point out. We saw that the Mad Hatter got caught when he was trying to poison all of the big wigs that are in Gotham, including Penguin. he got caught by the GCPD, and he found out that Barnes is infected with Alice's blood, and that is going to lead to the next episode where Barnes is going to talk to him. He's already in Arkham, so, you know, we're going to find out a lot about Barnes in the next episode. There was also a freaking tweet. Somebody tweeted me an article saying that there's going to be a new character developed in Gotham coming pretty soon. So somebody did also say that new character could mean somebody that doesn't even exist in the Batman universe, or it could be somebody that does exist. So we'll find out. I'm really hoping it's not Bane, because then Gotham is just whitewashing another fucking character, and that would piss me off. Because Bane is not white, guys. I know you're probably thinking of The Dark Knight Rises, and it's like Tom Hardy was white. They whitewashed him too. Bane is usually not, I mean, he's usually not, he's like Latino. He was Latino in the original ones, but he comes from like an island where a lot of people speak Spanish. He speaks a bunch of different languages. It's like Santa, like Pico or something like that. I forget the exact place where he was born and raised in that jail. But he's not white. Like, I think even his mom is like Puerto Rican, and his dad's like an Englishman or something like that. So he's like mixed, but his mom is like something from an island. I forget. But yeah, he's not white. So it would just be weird for them to make Barnes this guy and be like, oh yeah, I'm Bane now. So it just doesn't make any sense to me for them to change that character when Bane has had such a history, and he's probably the only villain that's badass that's not white. I still don't think he's going to be Bane, because why would they go away from the Viper storyline and all of that? I don't know. I mean, then again, Gotham's not connecting freaking the Alice in Wonderland thing from Indian Hill to Mad Hatter yet, so, you know, I lose hope in this show a lot sometimes with their writing. But whatever. So we know Mad Hatter is caught. He's in Arkham. Next episode is going to deal with Barnes and Mad Hatter, so we have that solidified. One thing I don't know if you guys caught, but did you see when the doctor dude, Dr. Falcone man, freaking saved Gordon, and they were talking to each other, and he turned his neck, and he had a Band-Aid? Why did they put so much freaking emphasis on that? Like, what was he doing? Why show us that he has a Band-Aid on the back of his neck? And Gordon kind of like didn't pay much attention to it, but it was a close-up shot. When you have a close-up shot of a freaking Band-Aid on somebody's neck, that means something. What does that mean? I'm actually stumped. I'm like, what the fuck could that mean? Why? He didn't get shot or stabbed or anything by freaking Mad Hatter, did he? Or maybe he did. Who knows? What if Gordon was in a dream that whole time, and him being saved, and he's still in the hallucination? That would be awesome. If you gave me a fucking Inception type shit, Gotham, I'd actually, you know, I'd respect you a little bit, but I don't think you are. But I want to know why freaking Falcone has that stuff in his blood. Did he get hit with Alice's blood? That's the only connection I have right now. When they caught him at the freaking thing, maybe they were like, and that's why he has the thing on the back of his neck. I don't know. And of course, the last thing that we need to talk about is we saw another appearance from the Court of Owls. The Court of Owls lady was calling out Penguin and saying like, oh, we're watching you, Penguin, and it's not your time yet, but we're watching you, and we'll come for you when we need you. So that is pretty interesting, but the biggest thing we want to know is who is the guy in the chair at the end of the episode? And I'm calling it right now, it's Jim Gordon's dad. That is what I'm saying. I think it's Gordon's dad, and he was wearing the same ring as his freaking dad had. Now, if Jim Gordon's dad actually did die and he's not this guy, that means this dude is like Jim Gordon's like dad's best friend or something like that, and they both had the same ring or whatever. But I have a feeling that the Court of Owls main dude is going to be Jim Gordon's dad. If not, Jim Gordon's dad's best friend or some shit. Like, that ring's gonna have to sit, it's gonna freaking mean something. It's gonna mean something, because why would they talk about a fucking ring that, you know, Gordon's dad had and then show it on this Court of Owls guy? Maybe Jim Gordon's dad was part of the Court of Owls. That would be fucking interesting, because then his dad would not be the hero that he believed in, kind of like how Bruce's dad is not the hero that Bruce thought he was, and then ooh, yeah, this is getting good now. Okay, so freaking Jim Gordon's dad, before he died maybe, or maybe that is him in the chair, could have ordered the hit on freaking the Wayne family, and that just makes the whole thing come around and could make Bruce not trust freaking Gordon anymore because he was like, that was your father, and blah, 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 blah. Or maybe he's like, you know what? We're not what our father's decisions are. It's a whole mess of shit. And I kind of want to know what you think about the whole situation in the comment section down below. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share it with all your bat buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I am your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I had my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time. Bye!